This comes to us from ABC7Chicago.com. A white Chicago police officer has been placed on desk duty as the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigates a video that appears to show the officer in an altercation with a black woman walking her dog. In cell phone video recorded early Saturday morning at North Avenue Beach in the city's Lincoln Park neighborhood, a woman can be heard screaming for help as she struggles with the Chicago Police Department officer. Mayor Lori Lightfoot called for a full investigation into the now viral video on Monday. She said, "I saw the video. I was quite disturbed by what I saw. I want to make sure that COPA moves this to the top of the priority list and gets it done."
Today, we're learning more about the Chicago police officer seen in this now viral video confronting a woman walking her dog at North Avenue Beach. CBS 2's Suzanne Lemonnier spoke exclusively to a Chicago man who had a run-in with that same officer in the past. Suzanne.
Erica, a run-in that ended up leading to a $15,000 settlement with the city. Now, the man that you're about to see later on in the piece, he says that the police officer in this now viral video really gives other officers who work to serve and protect in the city of Chicago every day a bad name.
That video has now been shared on social media hundreds of times just in the past few hours. And as investigators here in Chicago work to get more information on exactly what happened, the woman's legal team telling ABC7 tonight she's absolutely traumatized.
Nikita Brown walks her dog at North Avenue Beach in the early hours of Saturday morning. The beach is closed to the public.
And go to jail.
Brown is approached by a Chicago police officer. She starts recording their interaction and asks him to keep his distance because of COVID-19.
Respect my space. It's COVID. 6 feet. You do not have a mask.
What happens next is captured on cell phone video by two different people.
For some reason, this officer decided to specifically interact and then ultimately address and attack Ms. Brown.
An attorney for the woman identified her as Nikita Brown, her lawyer calling this a brutal and unprovoked attack, saying the woman was leaving the beach when the officer put his hands on her.
She was always walking out of the park.
Right now, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability investigating this now viral video. In this cell phone video recorded early Saturday morning at North Avenue Beach, you can hear a woman screaming for help as she struggles with the CPD officer. That woman's attorney saying the altercation began after the officer you see here asked the woman to leave the beach because it was closed. Following that order, there was an altercation.
He's tripping, bro.
The officer starts to struggle with Brown and at one point takes her phone. Her dog is lifted into the air by his collar and leash.
Hey, watch the dog!
Police sources say the officer was trying to place Brown into custody because she was trespassing at the beach after hours. No dogs are allowed either. These are municipal code violations. Sources say she swore at the officer, then started recording.
There is absolutely no cause, even if someone calls you a name or says a terse word to you, for you to manhandle, grope a woman by herself.
Chicago police responding in a tweet saying they are aware of this video and are working with the Citizens Office of Police Accountability on the matter. COPA says they're working with Brown's attorney.
We absolutely want a formal investigation. Our challenge is we need this officer identified so we can formally make a complaint.
Records show the officer has been on the force since September 28th of 1998. According to the watchdog group Invisible Institute, he has at least 24 misconduct allegations against him, 3 which resulted in discipline.
Yeah, that's the officer.
As Theodore Gomez watches the now viral video, he says he knows the officer. He was pulled over by him. In 2016, Gomez, a licensed scrap metal worker, was stopped by the officer in an alley.
He came back to my truck, he found a steak knife and an axe like a hammer. Okay, those are weapons. I said, no, they're my tools for work.
Gomez was arrested and held for 5 hours. The charges against him were later dismissed. The city ended up paying him a $15,000 settlement.
I'm Mexican. Now, what he did, the lady's black. It doesn't matter the color. It doesn't matter the race. We should be treated the same way, all of us.
Now, in just the past few minutes, we got word from the Civilian Office of Police Accountability. They are recommending the superintendent relieve the officer of his police powers or put him on administrative duty during the investigation. Meantime, Mayor Lori Lightfoot has tweeted out that she is aware of this incident and she's deeply concerned about it. And she says that as well, that she is very concerned about what is depicted in the video.
Brown's lawyer says she called 911 when she made it back home. They say she told a CPD sergeant the altercation started while the officer was in his squad car. Brown says other people were walking out on the beach but feels she was targeted because of her race. Now, if you listen closely to those videos that we reviewed before this story, you can hear that Chicago police officer telling the woman that he's turning on his body-worn camera to record this incident. COPA will find out exactly what's on their video as well from the Chicago Police Department. And as soon as we get more information, we'll bring it to you. But as that video, Revy, continues to circulate, still a lot of unanswered questions.
There's quite a bit more that goes down. I mean, it's really lengthy. I give you kind of the gist of it. Now, the mayor saw the video and she's disturbed by it. The superintendent saw it, David Brown, and he doesn't understand it. I guess he said something about he doesn't understand what the problem was, or I don't know what he was talking about. But of course they're not going to release the officer's body camera until they know who's right and who's wrong. You've seen some of the video as well now, and COPA, or Civilian Office of Police Accountability, is going to investigate and find out what's going on. But the biggest thing here is that Mayor Lori Lightfoot said they need to move this to the top, and she's disturbed by it. So as the mayor, doesn't she have some power with the police department? I don't know. We do see that the superintendent, not the superintendent, a spokesman for the police department said that David Brown has asked that officer to be placed on administrative duties pending the outcome of the COPA investigation. I don't know, but the reason I brought this one to you is it's another incident in Chicago where police, there's a lot going on with the cops there in Chicago. People aren't too happy right now. What do all of you think about this story? You can read it in the description box below. Let me know.